Welcome to the Native Diamond Podcast.
Oh, shit! What you waiting for?
What's fucking good, everyone? Seth Mick here with the new episode of Native Diamond Podcast. Thanks so much for checking out the show. I really do appreciate it. And on today's episode, I am featuring my conversation with Niko Cezar, the vocalist of Fragments. Fragments is a dope-ass metal band based in Manila, Philippines. Now, this meant a lot to me when Karen reached out to me. Shouts out Karen and the whole Finite Fam Zine. I really do appreciate you. I'm half Filipino, actually, and once she told me it was a Filipino band, I jumped on it. No questions asked. I wanted to get in touch with a Filipino band regardless down the road. I just didn't know it would happen this soon, so I was so stoked on it. And Niko actually surprised the fuck out of me because his English is probably better than mine because I stumble and stutter and mumble and all kinds of shit. It was a lot of fun talking to him. I probably say that every time, but this time it really was. It was just cool learning a different perspective and just getting to know him behind the music. Some things to look forward to. We have wrapped up the end of the year podcast featuring New Music Pod. They are some dope ass dudes. Pat and Kyle, what's up, dudes? Hopefully you're checking out this episode. And we basically gave our top 15 albums of the year, our top 5 EPs of the year, song of the year, and breakdown of the year. So look forward to that December 30th. And also on next week's episode, I am featuring the band '09. My conversation with EJ Olson. They basically don't have a specific vocalist locked in. They feature different artists across the scene, probably some of your favorite artists as we speak. So you can look forward to that for next week. But anyway, we're going to jump into the shit. I'm going to give you a little snippet of Fragments with their new release, Plagues. Stick around. What's up, my dudes? Seth Mick here. This is Native Diamond Podcast. And today is a very special episode because I have Niko Cezar, the vocalist of Fragments, based in Manila, Philippines. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for inviting me, man.
Yeah, of course. I was so glad to have you on the show. Karen reached out to me, told me it was a Filipino band. I got super hyped on it. And I really enjoy the music that I've heard. I mean, you guys are really on the up and up, I feel like.
Yeah, thanks to Karen, though, for putting this up.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if you've never seen the podcast before, I start off with icebreaker questions. They're about 25 or so either or style questions. You just say the first thing that comes to mind. And if you don't know, you can always pass. So you don't have to feel obligated to answer any of these. Okay.
All right.
So we'll kick it off with the first one. Okay. Who had a better album this year? Dance, Gavin, Dance, or Code Orange?
I'll go for Code Orange for this year.
Nice.
Yep.
Are you a big Code Orange person?
Not that much of a fan, but their new album is heavier than last one, and the art direction in that album is tight, and I just love every art in that album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they have sick art designs and all their live streaming stuff. It's kind of like, it kind of pertains to that art imagery. So like, they just have a really good aesthetic going on. I really like it. All right. Next question: black metal or metalcore?
Shit. Metalcore, because I've been listening to metalcore this past few days a lot. Like I've been listening to Dayseeker, Holding Absence, Architects. I'm picking metalcore for this one.
Nice.
But for
Yeah,
black
that's good.
metal, I'm kind of torn though.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's all good.
Next question: Cradle of Filth or Bring Me the Horizon?
I'll go with Bring Me the Horizon for this one
Nice.
because BMTH is one of my like influences. So
Hmm.
yeah, but Cradle of Filth is also a nice band. So BMTH.
Yeah, I kind of picked those because I saw that you were wearing a Cradle shirt, and I also saw you wearing like a Drop Dead shirt, so I just figured that you were probably a big like Ollie fan or something.
A bit.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. Um, Next question: Would you rather be hiking outside, or would you rather be doing like virtual reality?
I'd rather hike than do VR. I'm going with hiking.
Yeah, for sure. I actually went on a hike today. It was kind of crazy. It was a very eventful day. But it's kind of funny because like virtual reality, I think that moving forward, it might be more of a thing. Just with COVID, you know what I mean? Like there might be like
Yeah.
VR
Mhm.
shows, VR live sports
Mhm.
games and stuff like that. So it's kind of a weird time that we're
Yeah.
in that is a possibility for like watching things live.
Yeah, but if you're watching live shows via VR, how would you like marsh in it?
That's a
Like,
good
are you gonna
question.
punch the wall or something?
People are gonna get hurt at home, basically. They're gonna like punch their TV or like hit their parents or mom or something. I can see bad things happening out of that. All right.
Yep.
Which would you rather have? So, would you rather be rich and famous, or would you rather just be a happy person with a happy life and just be filled with contentment?
I'm going with happy and contentment.
Next question. So, who's a better vocalist? Okay. Chris Roeder from Like Moss to Flames or Maddie Mullins, Memphis Mayfire?
I love like Mott's Flame, so ever since their first album came out.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, dude, they're one of my favorite bands. Like, I don't really like throwing around the favorite word a lot. There's just like a handful of bands that it doesn't matter what they put out. Like, it's always really good to me. But I think
Yeah.
like Moss to Flames, I think they carry a lot of the weight, like in the metalcore community. A lot of people
Mm-hmm.
look to them to aspire to be like them. Um, I don't know. I just feel like they're definitely a top contender at the top of like that genre, you know?
Yep. And their last release was so tight. So it's heavier than the last one, I think.
Yeah. I like the direction that they're going. I think that's what all the fans kind of wanted, you know, because they do a solid job of like having really catchy choruses and just kind of sing
Yeah.
alongs. It's just nice to have that really like aggressiveness. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? All right. So, which have you spent money on recently? Alcohol or band merch?
I just drank last night.
Nice. What'd you
So
drink?
yeah, I'll go. Just gin.
Oh shit, you drinking gin?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had like one bad night with gin, but I feel like everyone always has that one liquor that like just fucks them up and they just can't hang with it.
Well, whiskey fucks me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wage War or Motionless in White?
Wage war.
Sick. You like more heavy stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm into like more of the breakdowns and sing along parts of a song.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
dope. I mean, that's right up my alley. That's what I like. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just like the heaviness more. Like I like working out a lot and shit like that, and I like stuff that like kind of motivates me and gets me hype. You know, every now and then it's nice to have like something more mellow and chill, but more times
Mm-hmm.
than not, I'm listening to something like heavier. You know, I just like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've kept up with them, dude. Like, you know, I was fortunate enough to see them live, at the last Warp Tour. Dude, they put on a hell of a show. I can't wait to see them live again when when I get the opportunity.
Dude, you're lucky you experience Warp Tour because I haven't like been to Warp Tour.
Well, I mean, honestly, towards the end of it, like I'm not trying to downplay it, but I mean, towards the end of it, when you know it started to slow down or whatever, like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people weren't really there, and the crowds were a lot smaller than they used to be. and it's just kind of phased out, you know, like it's kind of weird. It had to do with, you know, why they stopped doing it, and I believe they got like a lot of lawsuits for like kids moshing, like people really getting hurt and shit like that. So like
Yeah,
I think their pending lawsuits just kind of got out of hand.
yeah, makes sense.
Do you guys have any kind of heavy festivals there?
We have a festival called Pulp SummerSlam. There's a lot of international bands coming over. Like
Okay.
this year, they supposed to have Iron Maiden, King 810, Baby Metal in it.
Oh, cool.
Karen is doing a mini festival of some sorts called Finite Fest.
That's sick, dude. Is there any kind of like stigma in the Philippines for like heavier music? Like, is it like accepted widely, or is it like kind of an underground thing still?
It's still kind of like an underground thing. Not everyone is used to listening to loud and screaming music.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people still listens to hip hop here.
Yeah. Well,
Not that I'm shitting on hip hop, but
I mean, it's kind of like
guys,
that here too, honestly.
please check out loud and angry music.
I feel that.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just saying that because like I had mentioned before, but you know, for the people that's listening, so like I'm half Filipino and my mom's from the Philippines, and I just remember growing up, and I know what kind of music she likes, and it's kind of like very soft and like kind of like karaoke type stuff. It's just a lot of sing along type stuff,
Yep.
and that's a big part of like culture, our culture, or whatever. And the heavier, more aggressive
It's
stuff
true.
is not it's not like widely accepted at all. And I just feel like my mom would like pray for me if she knew that I listen to metal, or even to the extent of me having like this podcast. I think it's hilarious. But my mom was very much like a don't do this, stay away from that type of person. I don't know. I just wanted to ask you because you're actually like from the Philippines. Like over here in the States, like hip hop is like the main, I would say like the main genre. Like if you were to look at the Billboard Top 100 or
Yep.
whatever, it's a lot of hip hop, and then you have like your really really poppy, like superstar types like Justin Bieber, Charlie XCX, like just single artists or whatever. And it's not
Yeah.
like any bands really. I think
Yep.
AC/DC, I think AC/DC is like at the top right now because they just put out that album.
They're already big and they've been in the scene for a long time.
So which would you rather have? Would you rather have like a one hit wonder, or would you rather have a viral video?
I'd rather have a one hit wonder song than me doing some jackass shit.
Yeah, I feel that. So like when you could go to a show, would you rather stage dive, or are you standing in the back?
I'm standing in the back.
Yeah.
Because I'm old.
How old are you?
Not technically old, but I'm just 25.
Oh, okay, cool.
But I don't have time to like stage dive anymore. I'd rather stand in the back than hurt my back.
Yeah, I feel that. I've seen people get like fucked up from like crowd surfing and shit like that. Like and it would be like really like skinny girls getting like just dropped on their head because they can't hold up that weight. So like yeah, I don't really trust a bunch of like not scrawny people, but like I don't know, I'm kind of heavy, so like I feel like they would drop me.
Yep.
Which would you rather listen to, Paramore or Spirit Box?
Can I pick both?
You can pick both. Yeah, that's that's tough.
I've been listening to both extensively.
Next question: which out of these classics, these classic artists, bands, whatever, which of their new albums did you appreciate the best? Did you like the new AC/DC album, or did you like the new Ozzy Osbourne album?
To be honest, I haven't heard both, but I'd pick Ozzy Osbourne than AC/DC for that.
So Christmas is coming up soon, later this month. I know it's the beginning of the month, but Christmas carols or Christmas movies?
Christmas movies like Home Alone.
Oh, dude, yeah, classic.
The whole Home Alone series type of movies.
That's awesome. So who would win in this fight? The Flash or Storm of X-Men?
I think Storm would win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure though, but how about you?
Maybe Storm. I don't know. This is kind of tough if you had to really think about it. I'm going to go Storm on this one, I think. Like, I think Flash would get the immediate hits, but I think Storm would end up winning. Beartooth or Of Mice and Men?
I'd go with Bertus.
Would you rather watch an anime movie or a superhero movie?
I'm not much of an anime fan, so I'd rather watch a superhero movie.
When you go to shows, which do you like better? Circle Pits or Wall of Death?
All of that, any time of the day.
Nice. Which headliner would you rather open for if you could? Trivium or Ginger?
Trivium.
Which reunion show would you be the most excited for? System of a Down or the original Misfits?
The original Misfits. I'm not a big System of a Down fan.
Crystal Lake or the Acacia Strain?
I'd go for Crystal Lake, dude. They actually did a show here 2 years ago. I've had the opportunity to shoot for them, and then we went out for drinks and karaoke after.
What? That's cool, dude.
Like, yeah, it's so cool. They were so wild. Like,
Really?
Japanese people are so awesome to party with.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. What scares you more? Rejection or a dark room?
I'm so used of being rejected, so I think being in the dark is a bit scarier.
So last question. Who is your pick for album of the year?
I think I'm going with Posthuman by BMTH. It's like the heaviest BMTH album that I've heard recently.
Dude, thank you so much for playing the icebreaker questions. I'm glad you had fun with that.
Yeah. I had fun in it.
Okay, it's time to take a quick break. I know you guys want to hear some music, and I do too. I need something heavy to get me through this fucking day. And I know you need that sometimes, so here I come, providing the Hidden Gem section. Today's Hidden Gem is going to be Plagues by the band Fragments. We talked a lot about this song on the show, and I cannot wait to hear their new album, which drops January the 9th, and it's called Transcending Duality. I cannot wait. This is going to be on that album, so if you like it, get ready for that album to drop. Go hit that pre-release button, whatever you got to do to remember, don't sleep on Fragments. Don't forget about the homies, and you know what? If you're listening and you have a band, you have some dope ass shit that you want to share with everyone and your mom, send that shit to me. Put it in for submission. Send it to the email nativediamondmusic@gmail.com. Now, I kind of hate that it's nativediamondmusic@gmail.com, but you know what? Some fucker took nativediamond@gmail.com. So fuck you, whoever took that. I'm just kidding. But anyway, yeah, send your shit there. The possibility of getting on the mid-roll section. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and send that shit in. What are you waiting for? Do it right now. Why you listen to this song? Let's get it. Fragments with their latest release, Plagues. Let's go.
Welcome to the worship of God.
But anyway, what have you been up to since like all this COVID stuff has been going on?
We just finished recording our album called Duality. When this pandemic hit, I started buying some gear for recording. Like I bought a mic and a decent studio monitors
Mm-hmm.
because I was thinking to learn how to record. Aside from music, I've been helping out Karen in Finite in doing our magazine.
Oh, sick.
I'm one of her designers for it. I'm doing the covers for Finite.
I hate the way things are now, and it's so depressing now, you know, like it's just hard to like
Yeah, dude.
um
It's
it's so
not
hard to
easy.
just just stay positive and just like keep yourself, you know, moving forward and just keeping busy. I think that's been so hard lately. So like you guys have like taken off with this new song, you know, Plagues, with this whole like new
Mhm.
video and the new song. Like
Yeah.
so is this like basically the turning point now for you guys?
I think, yeah. But I'm still checking out how Plagues is doing. And I've been comparing it to our past releases.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Plagues really kind of hit it good. We're having a lot of positive reviews in it. Problem now is how do I top that
Yeah, yeah.
video? I've been also directing and editing our stuff
Mm-hmm.
from our vids.
So the new album is gonna come out next year at the beginning of the year, right? So January
Yeah.
the 9th. And
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be Transcending Duality.
Mm-hmm.
So like what other singles are we gonna, you know, what are we to expect from you guys?
We're gonna release one more video. I'm just not sure how are we gonna do that because of the pandemic. And I don't want to like do another Plagues video.
I was reading this article. Here I'm gonna share my screen real quick. It says that you offered insight regarding the track Plagues.
Mm-hmm.
Lyrics are leaning towards political and environmental themes, though it may
Mm-hmm.
seem timely because of the pandemic situation. I actually wrote the lyrics back in 2019,
Mm-hmm.
being inspired by injustice in our country and how most of us do not recognize our privileges. So
Mm-hmm.
you wrote this like before the pandemic or whatever, and it just kind of
Yep. Like
uh,
we wrote that song exactly over a year ago. We finished it around November 30, I think, and
mhm.
then did the vocals around December.
I was curious as to like what the article was saying because I wanted to know like what like in your words what does the song like
Mm-hmm.
mean to you as far as like what's going on in your country?
There's this line: "Close your eyes and play pretend while our city's up in flames." It's
Mm-hmm.
like some people doesn't even care on what's happening around them. They don't care if shit blows up. There's also this line: "This is famine and drought is upon us." I didn't expect that disease would be COVID.
Right.
It's inspired by the doomsday clock. For the injustices, I think it's between in the line of, do you see what I see? Missing bodies, pile of corpse. People are getting killed in here every day
Mm-hmm.
in terms of the drug war.
So like what are some other themes from the new album that's going to come out?
The overall theme is about politics and religion, basically. How religion controls us into doing shit we don't even want to do,
Right.
and how politics or the government goes hand in hand with it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's one song about kind of questioning God on a personal level.
Right.
There's this song focused on injustices in this country because Plagues is not fully focused on that. If you're gonna read it, it's kind of scatters and defines some of the recent events that's been happening around us, like from 2015 until 2019
Mm-hmm.
in both Philippines and then like the rest of the world. Yeah, also there's some Bible inspirations in plagues like the swarm must arrive, the rivers run red. It's mainly inspired from the plagues from Moses from the Bible.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. I can't wait to hear the actual album. I think you guys have a really raw sound. You don't sound like all the other bands that I've been hearing. I think you have something unique, like your screaming voice. It doesn't really sound like anybody else to me, in my opinion. So I think that's really cool, man.
It could sound a bit of Architects or Bring Me in terms of vocal pattern.
Mm-hmm.
But if you think that, I'd take that as a compliment. So thanks.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I mean, you're always going to kind of, draw from your influences. I feel like that could be just like a mental thing, like just something that you do without thinking,
Yeah.
I could see that. I can see the influence there, but I think overall, the sound, you have it's like called vocal color or whatever. You have your own vocal color, like it's really not like anyone else, honestly, in my opinion. I know like metal isn't really big in the Philippines or whatever. So like how did you find like I guess like metalcore, or like what were some bands that like got you into doing the type of music that you do?
Started back in high school. Discovered August Burns Red, The Devil Wears Prada, Mystery Signals, Attack Attack, BMTH, Count Your Blessings era.
All right, sick. So like how tight is the Philippines locked down right now with COVID?
It's a bit relaxed right now compared to before. You can't really go out if you're not going to buy or do something important.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could be fine if they caught you like doing nothing outside or just hanging around. And you also need to have a travel pass with you all the time or a company ID.
Well, it's not like totally locked down in the States. We're still able to like go to restaurants and stuff like that, but they're just like making everyone wear a mask and stuff like that. It kind of just feels like business as usual. Like, a lot of people are acting like nothing's really going on. So it's just kind of a weird time right now.
It's risky to like go out for leisure. It's a bit risky for your health because you might get COVID or you might infect everyone that you're with in your house.
Yeah, man. It's such a weird time. Like I really can't stand it. And like I've been pretty like optimistic and positive this whole time. But I don't know. I just want to get back to like going to shows and stuff like that. So like whatever it takes to get back to that, like everyone wear your mask or do whatever you gotta do. Just hopefully we can get through this together,
My body's been itching for a show. It's hard to think that we're still so far from going and playing shows.
Mm-hmm. Your new album is planning on being released January the 9th, right? So
right.
why did you choose that date in particular?
First of all, January 9 is where we released our first song called Chernobyl. We just wanted to release the album like early next year so we can have the full year focus on creating the next batch of songs or promoting the album like throughout the year, because since we don't have any shows at the moment, I think I've been doing it right so far.
I think so, dude. Like everything I've seen has been positive, and I've seen a lot of like music magazines and people that write articles and stuff like that. Like they're all like, raving about your new single Plagues. You have something solid. A lot of people are behind it. And a lot of people like want to support you guys.
Thanks for listening to my shit.
It's been real fun talking to you and stuff like that. I'm going to kind of start wrapping it up here. But what's a crazy like show story that you could give me? Like maybe the craziest show that you've been to?
Crystal Lake is still on the top of my head for a distinctive show. But I also saw Deaf Heaven in an indie festival. That's a bit weird for me. Like who would have thought that Deaf Heaven, like black metal, shoegaze type of a band, played with bands with less distortion and just bands that actually sing.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird mix of a lineup.
Yeah.
You don't see those type of shows here in Manila.
Yeah, I'm sure. So like what are some like metal bands that come through Manila?
Whitechapel, Volumes, August Burns Red, Trivium, Architects played here already,
Oh,
and
no kidding. That's
BMTH,
awesome.
Round the Empire, Attila, Vilop Maya, I think.
Mhm.
Also, yeah, Vilop Maya also played here. Megadeth and
Oh,
Slayer.
cool.
Yeah,
You guys get some big acts for sure.
yeah.
Well, anyway, I want to let you get back to your day, and hopefully I didn't take too much of your time up.
Yeah, man, it's all good.
So I really do appreciate it. And let me know if there's anything I can do for you guys.
Sure thing, man. Thanks for inviting me over.
Yo, that pretty much does it for today's podcast episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, I really do appreciate it. Every listen I get, it just means a whole lot to me. And if you want to support the podcast, you can do so. There's a link down below. I think it's through Anchor. You can contribute as less or as much as you want to. And you don't have to do that at all if you don't want to. Of course, it would just be dope if you shared or something like that. Just let other people know about the podcast, because all these platforms, they do a fucking shitty job of helping promote podcasts. So if you like the show, please recommend it to a friend or give me a dope ass rating or something like that. Or just keep tuning in as always, because I'll keep doing my thing. I do appreciate each and every one of you. And until I see you guys on a future video, shine on.
Hell yeah.